Hello everybody, my name is Ike Archangel and welcome back to Space Engineer's Guide to Everything. Now, when we last left off, I've shown you how to do all your settings and junk, and now I'm here in a lander. And this is how it's going to start off. Now, if you go to most servers, this is how you're going to start off in a lander on a solar system type deal. There's Mars and the alien planet should be over there. There's dogs, there's everything else, though dogs aren't turned on. I'm just going to have them on just to show you how to do it. This is not going to be a survival series, even though I will play it in survival just to show you how to survive. I will basically be cutting it up and showing you all the bits and bobs. Now, the first key to surviving in Space Engineers is location, location, location. Now, most people will tell you that the planets are not procedurally generated and it is a crafted world. I strongly disagree. The place, the planets themselves are crafted, and basically basically the planets themselves are crafted, but the position in the universe that they can take is basically meh. It can be thrown around like the moon, in contrast with the Earth, can be in different orbits or positions, moons, positions, and whatnot. And there's autosave, which will be on most servers. I think that's the alien planet over there. So, but first thing you want to do with your lander is you want to find an excellent place to land and basically find an excellent place to set up shop and find a good place to make a base. So I'm gonna go do that and be right back. BRB. Okay, so I'm back and I have found me a lake. It was not that hard to find, but if you are on more populated PvP servers, basically don't expect these things not to be at least 2/3 taken, and or yeah. But basically, what you want to do is find you a lake, because a lake means oxygen, hydrogen, and hydrogen means you can keep that jetpack of yours fueled, because jetpack fuel is, a thing. But here's the thing, you can't just land the lander on the ground. Why? Because there's dogs. Because the dogs will eat your lander, and that's the last thing you want to do. Now, there is a way we can get around this by just attaching a gun to the lander, or basically building a platform. So basically, I'm going to build up a big, like a semi-platform, right, real quick. So should take a few minutes. BRB. Okay, and so I'm back. Basically, I am now got myself a good little starting area. I got basically two solar panels right on top of this. Basically, can't fit in a third because they're 3 blocks wide, but can't do anything about that. I've got a little platform to protect myself from the wolves. Now, this is only light armor, so the wolves will eventually just try and gnaw through it. And I've got my lander kind of just perched on it at the moment. And basically, what you want to do is then work on the solar panels. The solar panels are what you want to get done, because when the sun comes back up, that's going to be your primary source of power, because uranium is very scarce on planets except at the equator, and if there's a uranium vein, you're going to have problems, usually from other players, or if you're playing from a multiplayer perspective. There's one of the wolves that I told you was probably going to be a nuisance. Yeah, power cell, don't need you. Where's my solar cells? Basically, though, if you're on a multiplayer PvP server, most of those veins will be, snatched up as soon as possible, and towards the equator of your planet. Basically, this means that uranium is probably going to be controlled by sort of big factions. That's you're either going to have to trade them for it, or basically you're just going to have to wheel and deal and try and find your own, which is probably not going to happen until you get out into space, which you can do. Now, there is another starting method you can use, where basically instead of making a permanent base, and the tactic usually most do to get ahead of most factions, is to make a spacecraft out of this, a small ship that is able to basically just get you into space. Now, I will show you that in another video, because that is an alternative start, and I just now want to show you how to get down a simple base really fast, because your lander doesn't have a lot of power, and you will burn through it pretty fast. And it will not last you long, it will last you just enough time to find you a spot, and basically for you to get building. Hell, now my reserves are actually almost tapped out. The only reason they've probably still lasting me as long as they are is because I turned off all the major thrusters on my spaceship. Just another handy tip. Now, what you need to do is basically start on arming up and gathering ice. Ice is the big boy. And on top of ice, you need to get, other basic resources like iron and everything else. Those dark splotches you see on the ground, those are resource veins. They're not guaranteed, they're randomized resources, meaning they do not, I gotta get some hydrogen before I leave base, means they are not guaranteed, drops. So I'm gonna resupply, and we'll go check out some resource veins, so BRB. Okay, so I'm back. I am approximately 1 kilometer away from my base. I have found both iron and nickel, which means you just drill straight down, using right click because it's the fastest way, down to the iron. Iron is the most prominent resource you're going to need early on, so you want to shoot for it first. I hit up another vein over... Yep, we hit iron, ladies and gentlemen. We hit another vein I hit another vein up over there, and I have silicon and magnesium over there. So this would actually be a perfect PvP server spot, because you now have both magnesium and nickel and iron. All you need to build, steel and also make bullets and ammo, so you're perfectly defended in case of a attack. Though be mindful of all the stones. You want to try and empty out your inventory as much as you can before, coming and doing mining, because the most you can squeeze in there, the best is the best.
Inventory full.
Well, we'll have to come back for this load, so we just jetpack out. Now, and make sure your jetpack fuel is full when you do this. But first, gotta quickly mark where we are. Iron with a GPS, and that is all you need to do. Now we will zip back over to our base, and we will deposit this stuff in the refinery. There's a rock over there too I'm going to check out in a moment. After this, we will go down to the lake. So just pop in here. Try not to slam into it or you'll die. Okay, so got a lot of stone. It's kind of useful if we need reactor parts, but we're not going to need those for a while. Iron goes relatively fast since it's like the base resource that most things are good at, so it's really easy to refine really fast. Now this snow over here, the snow on the ground, actually counts as ice, so you can actually get some ice relatively close to us without going to the lake. But I want to go down to the lake and check out those ore spots down there. So, but first, we're going to check this rock, because these rocks have nickel so close to base. Yeah, some nickel. Got some nickel. Blast away some of the outside rock. Yeah, we got nickel so close to base. And that's these rocks have lots of rare ore, can have rare ores in them too. And that I once found platinum in one. It's probably one of the few ways you can actually get platinum on a planet, because you're not supposed to be able to get it on a planet. Sorry for all the inventory spam. So we fly back up here, and we deposit this over here. Oof, almost killed myself. Better heal up. This is the med bay. This is where you heal. This is where you can also recharge everything, like power, oxygen, everything. You can basically recharge all of those from individual points, but this is the only way to actually recharge them all at once. And it's the only way to recharge health. So yeah, that's good to know. Nickel also a pretty base resource, so you know, goes pretty good. So let's fly on over to the lake. Be sure not to hit the ground, because that would kill you. By the by, if you're if you worry about those wolves, you spawn with 3 clips of ammo to deal with them, or any PvP player that you would spawn and need to deal with. Ooh, magnesium and ice. Magnesium. You just gotta walk around the ore spot in silicon. Silicon and magnesium are usually together. Same up there in that spot. Let's see, what else we got? Usually in lakes, though, you can also find a little bit of uranium, so if we get lucky, we can find a little bit of uranium in this other ore spot. There's maybe 3 to 4 ore spots on this lake. And one up there on the hill, too. It's got a lot of resources up here. Let's see. More silicon and magnesium. A lot of bullets. This place would be perfect. If I had found it on a PvP server, we'd been in a good situation. Okay, so what are you over here? What are you? Come on, give me a clue. Gold. Ooh, gold. Let's see. Gold. Aha, the gold is a very in-game. You'll need it more towards the in-game for computers and such, along with silicon and nickel to make computers. But having it early game is very good, so you don't have to try and find any later. Trust me, having to go hound for that stuff is very hard and annoying because of how rare it could be on generation. Now let's see what the last one is. I'm hoping for a uranium patch, because sometimes in lakes you can get uranium. More magnesium. Though we didn't get cobalt, and cobalt's going to be a big thing, because it is also a late game resource that you need for building more complex things like gravity components and reactor components. Platinum is also the rarest of them, and you won't find platinum on planets. You might find them in a rare spawn of those rocks I showed you, but basically you will not find platinum on a planet. Oh wait, I came down here to get some ice. Let's get some ice. The whole lake is ice, so just drill away. Just start you a nice hole and start drilling. Building on lakes is also a good idea, because they're basically just one big flat surface, so they're perfect building areas, because they're just big and flat. Oh shit. And also this reason. The big... Die! These do drop loot though, so that makes it worth it. Except when you can't pick it up. So basically, yeah, and that's also what it looks like getting attacked by dogs. And also why you spawn with a gun. So we just get in here. Instead of plopping our goodies into the refinery, we are going to want to, we don't have any connection to the gas generator, so we're going to put it in here. It should auto pull it into the oxygen generator. There we go. And plop this in there too. And basically, yeah, it basically start with this, and basically if you want to, you know, this is basically how you start out. Now there are other starting methods, like basically grinding down your lander and just going with it, and or just basically creating a small ship and shooting off into space, where basically you'll probably find, oh, there's them bastards. Well, you'll probably find other players and stuff. Though even on PvP servers, the Space Invaders generated world is so big, I doubt you'll ever find a lot of players, because usually more times than not, there's more than enough resources. What the? Okay. There's more than okay. Apparently, Clang didn't. What the? I've angered the Clang. What the hell? I just keep dying. Well, that's the end of this world, I guess. Well, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please like, the video. If you're new here, please give me a sub. Help me out a lot. Till the next time, I am in our. I've been Ionic Archangel, and see you guys in the next one. Peace out.